Vegetables and variety. As we've mentioned before, it's not only the amount of vegetables to watch out for, but also the variety. We want a wide variety of vegetables to get a wide variety of plant nutrients. Each vegetable has different phytochemicals, polysaccharides, and antioxidants. First thing in the morning, we want to eat a wide variety of vegetables to help protect us as we go through the day and help protect us from the many pollutants that we might come into contact with. Breakfast is very important, so we don't want to eat too many oily, deep-fried, or preserved foods. These are not the best. Don't give yourself carcinogens in the morning. Try not to load up on fat or cholesterol. Let's give our bodies and our brains the best things to start the day. To do this, you want a lot of vegetables. You could go to the supermarket and buy them, take them home, wash, peel, chop, and cook them. But that seems a bit troublesome, don't you think? VeggieColor contains 28 different kinds of vegetables and fruits, all ready for you. Everstay D contains both protein and fiber, all things you want to start your day with. Everything we have here is just here for your convenience. Safety is also extremely important. We do many tests to ensure safety. For every pollutant we are testing for, we need to know what we're looking for before we can test for it. That requires some expertise, as there is no overall test to look for things such as pesticides, antibiotics, heavy metals, or microbial content. When you're eating vegetables raw, they also need to be safe and free from things such as heavy metals and pesticides. For your convenience, we've done all the tests already for you. Weight management. Obesity is linked to many diseases, for example, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, cancer, and even allergies. We need to take care of ourselves and our weight to help reduce the risk of disease. For example, obesity causes 1 in 5 cancer deaths. Controlling weight is not just about looking better. It can also help take off some stress from our bodies, especially our joints. Our joints are here for us for life, and cartilage, once damaged, often can't be repaired. Excess weight on our joints will wear them down sooner and cause painful joint diseases sooner in life. We've only got one body, and we need to take good care of it. There are about 422 million adults suffering from diabetes in 2014, with the vast majority suffering from type 2 diabetes. This number is only increasing over time. Type 2 diabetes is closely linked to weight. Those who are obese tend to be more insulin resistant. In fact, if you catch type 2 diabetes early, you can reverse it entirely with diet and exercise alone. Just losing weight and exercising is enough to rid yourself of type 2 diabetes in the early stages. To manage weight better, there are a few things we can do. Eat more fiber and protein. Fiber and protein helps keep you fuller for longer. You can try taking E-shape before meals. This way, you tend to eat less, as the protein and fiber will help keep you fuller for longer. Weight control isn't just about appearance, it's also about maintaining a healthier body. To do that, we need a solid, healthy, sustainable diet. There are many fad diets that come and go, but many of them are unhealthy and difficult to sustain for the long term. For example, many people have a meat-only diet, as meat keeps you fuller for longer. However, meat contains a lot of cholesterol and fats. Not to mention, red meat isn't the best thing for us. Other people will go for a high-fat diet because, again, they stay fuller for longer and they can eat all the delicious food like bacon and cheese, food that we don't usually allow ourselves to eat on a diet. Over time, this type of diet can cause harm, as people tend to eat lots of unhealthy meats and lots of cholesterol and fatty foods. Additionally, when people cut out carbohydrates, they also tend to cut out many vegetables and fruits, all foods that give us essential nutrients and minerals. By missing this, our immune system could suffer in the end. Lacking nutrients can also increase the risk of chronic diseases such as heart disease, kidney damage, bone weakness, abnormal heart rhythms, and overall increasing our risk of death. People on these diets also tend not to get enough fiber. This can lead to constipation and other intestinal issues. To maintain weight, it's easy. It's just calories in versus calories out. If you eat more calories than you burn, you'll gain weight. If you eat less calories than you burn, you'll lose weight. It's just that. So what we want to do is look at our diet now and make changes we can stick to for the long term. We also need exercise to help us build a strong body. Exercise is great for the muscles and heart, but it doesn't burn as many calories as you might think. Most of the calories we burn are for things like keeping our heart beating or our lungs breathing, things that keep us alive. Additionally, as people get older, they tend to burn less calories with a slower cell turnover rate. This is why teenagers and children seem like they can eat whatever they like because they're still growing, so they burn more calories naturally. In adulthood, if you eat the same diet when you're 50 as you did when you're 20, you'll gain weight because you're taking in more calories than your current body is burning. So as we go through life, we need to constantly evaluate our diet and see what improvements we can make. On a related note, let's talk a bit about exercise. Exercise can help control weight, but where does the fat go? A lot of people assume that fat is burned away in the form of energy, heat, or turns into muscle. This is a misconception. To correct it, let's start by going into how cells store fat. There are cells called adipose cells, which specialize in storing fat. These fat cells store the fat inside and get bigger and bigger. As fat is broken down, about 80% of the fat we lose is exhaled as carbon dioxide. The remainder is excreted from our bodies via the methods we all think of, in the urine, feces, or even through the sweat. However, don't take that to mean that you can get rid of fat just by hyperventilating. For real, lasting results, you still need to eat a healthy diet. There's this misconception that massage will help people lose weight by breaking down the fat cells. That's too good to be true. Massage can help people lose weight. Those giving the massage, not the one lying there. So let's take a closer look at the fat cells. Fat stored in adipose cells. The more fat there is, the fatter the cell is. The less fat, the thinner the cells. So when you lose the fat, they shrink, but they don't go away. Your body creates these cells very easily, but it doesn't tend to eliminate them. All that happens is that the fat inside the cells goes away, quite literally, into thin air. This is part of the reason why people tend to gain back weight so easily once they've lost it, because the fat cells are all still there. Some research suggests that fat is determined from young. If your children are overweight when they start school, then it's likely they'll be overweight teenagers and eventually become obese adults. Around the age of 6 to puberty seems to be the most important time for children and their future weight. Many people want to exercise to lose fat. So, for example, if they want a flat stomach, they'll do sit-ups. If they want toned arms, they'll lift weights. After all, it seems perfectly reasonable to assume that the fat you burn while exercising comes from the area around the muscles that you're using. Unfortunately, there's no way to spot target our fat loss. When the fat in our fat cells is broken down, it then enters our bloodstream to be used as fuel, which means that the fuel the muscles are getting can come from anywhere in the body, not just the part that's being worked the most. If you want that flat bikini ready stomach, you'll have to exercise, since only through exercise will you achieve that toned, lean look. However, keep in mind that just 1 pound of fat is about 3,500 calories. That's difficult to burn off, but not at all difficult to eat. Ultimately, fat loss comes down to the basic principle of calories in and calories out. To lose fat, you need to eat less calories than you burn, and that comes down to a healthy diet and exercise. Doing 100 sit-ups a day might give you great abs, but no one can see them unless the fat covering your six-pack is lost too. Ladies might worry about becoming too muscular. Don't worry. For women, it's actually very difficult to build bulky muscles. Men have 7 to 10 times more testosterone than women have, so even for them, it can be difficult. So unless a woman dedicates years to intense training, they don't have to worry about accidentally getting bulky muscles. In fact, weight training will give women an athletic body, toned in all the right places. What will make anyone look blocky is fat. Fat will go on top of muscles and gather in muscles. It will hide defined muscles and make anyone look flabby. The key is both building muscles and losing fat mass. Exercise regularly and maintain a healthy diet. This way, all the hard work that has been done will shine. In short, we have to pair exercise with a healthy diet. Let's take a quick look at our products. E-Shape contains protein and fiber, as well as other ingredients to help give you the nutrients to let you be active. Remember, if you're not active, you won't burn any extra calories. Do include E-Shape as part of your healthy breakfast. You can also take it before lunch and dinner to help keep you fuller for longer.